This government meeting is brought to you by Eastworks and our local cable subscribers.
Started. Welcome to the Ordinance Committee of June 21st, 2023, 5:30. Looks like Council Riley and myself are present. And we don't have any minutes to approve. Is there anybody here for public speak time? Okay, we don't. We don't have any new business, and a business we have on here is the zoning ordinance amendment, sign ordinance, municipal property exemption, electronic message centers. And so I think we don't have tonight in our meeting. I don't think that we're going to have an opportunity necessarily to set. I was looking at the agenda to set any public hearings, because I think we're good to go. Once we get yours, like I could probably even set it now if you think we're going to get the planning board recommendation in the next couple weeks, and that doesn't have to be elaborate either. It can just be the planning board met.
Oh, for the one that
for the signing.
Yeah, I should be able to get that to you next week. So
okay. So but we do have the other piece of this, which is I think important, which is how do we go about modifying the existing ordinance to make it less restrictive to fill community needs, but also preserves the idea that we don't necessarily want these everywhere.
Right.
So, I think that probably is going to be our biggest challenge. And I think, it's good because we have the planning board to kind of go through the process with us. Just like historically, and I think I said this a little bit, but this was really a response by just a couple of counselors to thinking that a lot of, hey Tom, that a lot of people we're going to start putting these electronic messaging centers up everywhere. Right. And so I don't think that that's played out in other communities where they don't have these restrictions. I think that these are still relatively few and far between. Like most commercial businesses are not really going after them just because they're expensive.
Yeah.
So, I think that's, as we kind of move forward, I think that's one of the things that we're going to have to tackle. And once we kind of get an idea of what we think could be a fix, whether it's pulling it out of the industrial zone and requiring 100,000 square feet, but having maybe a special permit, which I think could be a solution that would protect. It would send it to the planning board. It would allow them to have oversight and review. And I think if we did a special permit on these, Jeff, they would have to basically show exactly what it's going to look like, community impact. Like the community would be able to say, hey, I live next to this and it's going to brighten my living room, and right. So I think that could be maybe a direction that we go, but I just wanted to throw it out there to have us, be ready as the next time we meet. Now that we know that we have a community interest, it could be worth just, trying to sort this. I don't think it's huge.
Yeah.
I don't think this is, a super complicated thing. I think we could probably figure it out pretty quick. Now, speaking of that, the other reason why I thought it would make sense for us to meet tonight was because I wanted to make sure that we could map out this summer.
Okay.
For meetings.
Okay.
Because I know you have stuff going on, right?
A couple things.
Okay. And I imagine, we all have stuff going on. So, do we have anything else that we want to talk about the signs stuff? Because that's the only thing that's on our agenda.
Oh, I thought we were going to talk about...
Somehow it didn't make it on the agenda. Yeah. I wanted to talk about that as well. And I imagine Jeff did too.
One other thing about the signs, I think the group that came to the meeting last night, was that last night?
It was last night. Yes.
There, if you continue the discussion, I think the electronic message centers is the key part of it, but what we found was a discrepancy between the EMC and there's another sign type called changeable signs.
Yes,
and so if we can look and clarify those, because the gentleman said, and I was of the opinion that the sign that they were talking about was a changeable sign.
Right.
Because the top of it was text that was fixed, never gonna change.
Right.
And then below it was this area that they wanted to be able to change, and they just wanted to be able to do it electronically.
Mm-hmm.
And the opinion of the building commissioner was that it was an EMC.
EMC.
And so I think it's just making sure we tweak the language
Yeah.
to make it easier to distinguish between the two, and
Yeah.
then focus on the EMCs.
Right. Because so when we did, I'm intimately familiar with that sign ordinance. When we did do that, the changeable sign was basically that language was put in for, like, at the time McDonald's had a sign out in front
Yeah.
of McDonald's. I don't know if you guys remember. It was like one of those old, like, 50s arrow signs with like screw-in light bulbs.
Nice. Okay.
Like, you might find at, like, I don't know, Carnival or something.
Mhm.
And it had letters, and so they would change it.
Yeah.
And
Well,
that was kind of when we put that in. That was because we were in a little bit more of an analog time.
Right. And now we have something, we actually have the Mountain View school sign is a good illustration of what an EMC does. 'Cause
Yeah.
it has, you can make balloons and it can move.
Yeah.
But then the other sign is where Cider House Media used to have, and they
Yeah.
change it manually.
Right.
Right.
And then just on the same stretch right before the bank, it's like a church sign, but they also post messages.
Lions Club or something.
Yeah, so it's also manual, but the church wanted to be able to have that, be able to change digitally.
Yep.
So, but it was a question of whether it moved all the way to this level of being one of these EMCs, so.
Yeah, I think what we can do is we can kind of dig into, redefine what an EMC is. I think it could be, any electronic changing message, and but that's also we can. If it's just like if it's replacing one of those, like Cider House sign, say it was just replacing that section, maybe the threshold could be a little lower for a sign like that is already existing and is not going to be a huge kind of like Mountain View sign.
Right.
It's just going to have text. So maybe we can go in and define that a little bit further.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm somehow it just like when I looked at the because Barbara was rushing me, she's like, I need to get this done, and I looked at it and it just didn't even like register that it wasn't on there. So that's my bad.
Well,
So
is there a way that we can meet before the July meeting? Because
absolutely.
for us to get this to the planning board and then back and then do a public hearing, I was hoping we could do that by August. But
Yeah.
if
So-
we can't schedule it tonight, then that sets us back.
No. That's why I wanted to get our calendars in sync.
Yeah.
So and so what do you want to do that now? Take a look at the calendars.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So I'm good to meet next week if we wanna dig into that particular topic. And Jeff, I know that you're super busy, so we can be sensitive to your schedule as well. I know you want to be involved. So next week for me is wide open.
Okay.
Okay. The beginning part of the week of so like July 3rd and 4th I'm open, but that's it.
Yeah.
And that's a holiday. I am back in town the 11th.
Okay, I'm good Monday, Tuesday, or Thursday next week. So
Okay.
the 26th, 27th, or 29th.
You want to shoot for the 27th?
Sure.
Is Tuesday okay? How about you, Brad? What do you got?
This is, honestly, I'm shocked. I'm looking at the 27th. I only have a single meeting from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. that day and nothing
Oh,
else.
perfect.
I don't know how that's ever happened.
All right, that's good. How does the 27th look for you?
The planning board is meeting at 6.
Okay, so are you guys flexible? No, you have work, right?
Yeah, but I can get. I mean, I'm normally done at 5.
Okay.
I could do 5:30. Or,
Okay. Do you want to do 5:30? And so that way you can sit in for half an hour.
That would be great, yeah.
Okay, so let's do 5:30 on the 27th.
Okay.
Is that Brad? Does that work for you?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. All right, so and 5:30 on the 27th. I will email Barbara right now and let her know. Okay.
And was your intent for going into future months to set meetings now, or was it just for that one?
No, I think we can also look
Yeah, okay,
at
okay.
other,
Sure.
because, so, like, for example, let's look, I mean, I don't think we need to meet a ton in July, but probably, meet, mid-July, and if we needed to create another meeting, we could do that. Are you guys around, like, July 12th?
Well, it's a Wednesday, and those are usually finance, but
Oh, right,
Oh, yeah.
but it's
but
summer.
it's summer, so who knows?
Do you want to shoot for the 13th then?
I can do the 13th.
How's the 13th look for you, Brad?
That's highly dependent. So
Okay.
we have city council meeting on the 5th, so I would have an appointment committee meeting on Thursday at 6.
The 6th or the 13th?
At 6 p.m. on the 13th.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want to push it out to the following week? Like, look at the 18th?
Anything that week is totally fine because we're done with city council
Yeah.
after the 5th for
Yeah,
July, correct?
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't see any reason why I couldn't do the 18th.
Okay, so let's do the 18th too.
Okay. Also 6 p.m. Or-
Yep.
Okay.
Let's do ordinance at 6, July 18th. And then let's at least put one on the books for August. Now this, it's gonna be a little tough because I'm all over the place. When's probably August 2nd is the city council meeting, right?
Yes. Yeah. First Wednesday.
I'll miss that. How about, I could do the week of the 7th, it looks like.
Okay.
Try for the 8th.
So you want to do the 8th?
Also at 6 p.m.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. And I think that should, I mean, it is summer, so we should be good.
I have a question.
Yeah.
I won't be around on August 8th, but I don't know if that is a real big impact to you guys. But Jesse is away most of July.
Okay.
So in terms of the zoning amendment,
Mhm.
The joint public hearing.
yeah, the planning board will be meeting on July 25th.
July 25th.
So
Okay.
Is it possible we could
So
I
that we
think
could
we
do the
could-
joint public hearing potentially
I
that
think we
night?
could.
Mhm.
I'm
I think we
around.
should- yeah, that would be great to try because then at least that public hearing can
Yeah.
happen. I mean, this might be just one hearing, and it's not an overly complicated
Right.
amendment, and then we can write the memo and kick it out maybe
Yeah.
for that August meeting.
Yeah.
That might
Okay.
work. Okay.
Okay.
I'll talk to Jesse, but I think that's a good outline. I mean, I do think that the caveat would be, because we're dealing with, the Tasty Top's a large project that
Right.
just is persistent.
Yeah.
It'll probably be something where, well, on next Tuesday,
Mhm.
the planning board will probably continue Tasty Top to like 6 p.m. on the 25th. If this group was willing to do like 7,
Yep.
Yeah, sure.
then we could probably iron out most of the Tasty Cup stuff and then have the joint
Yep.
hearing start around 7 or something.
Okay.
So I'm gonna update that in my
Okay.
Yeah.
thing to 7.
And I can confirm with Jesse and then I can help post like
Okay.
an agenda for that.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, I think that's probably good for now.
Okay.
If I could entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Seconded.
Okay, motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay.
This government meeting is brought to you by Eastworks and our local cable subscribers.